Hey, Joe, can you grab a beer because, thank you. Okay, welcome to the chair. It's nice to be welcome. Yeah, I bet it is. It's not so common. Um, so, working on two world records, maybe even three, who knows. Um, the last dive that we wanted to discuss was maybe the last bifin dive that you will do before attempting a bifin's world record dive, and that was 125 bifins. The conditions were not too good, too favorable. You still decided to go for it. Your your side of the story, your impressions on the dive, how hard it was for legs, for hands, EQ, dive time. How do you feel this record, and where do you think is your limit in bifins? Uh, yeah, the 125 was pretty rough. Well, we came to the platform and we saw that there was a lot of current. It's always hard to say how much is current, how much was the platform moving at that time because we were on single moorings. But like it usually happens that you have a wind from one side and the current from the other, and then the conditions look terrible. They were definitely not terrible, but the current was extremely strong. It's hard to say how deep and how much. I know that 40 meters it was tremendously strong, and then it dropped. But from 40 to 80, it was still significant. And I would say that maybe even to 125, there was a lot of it. I approached the dive. First, we were discussing will I go or not? Does it make sense? Because was my PD dive. I decided to go and see what's happening. I was not too happy with it because 2 days before we tried to the same, and the conditions were pretty similar, and I decided to pull on the way back. So in a way, this was the second try, and idea was I wanted to do it because I wanted to continue with my training plan and just decide step by step underwater what's happening. So I always have an option of pulling myself to the surface if things are really bad. And on the way down, yeah, like I said, I saw that there is a strong current all the way to 80 meters, but decided to go and do a turn and fin uh, as much as I can on the way back. And so after the turn on 100, I was like, okay, there's a lot of current. My legs are getting more tired than they should, but let's try to push as much as it goes. So I did. I pushed a lot. I gave like 90% of my max. I was trying to maintain that tempo. The idea was to maintain the tempo all the way to the surface, but I was not able to do it. So already around 60, I was like, okay, I'm going to use my hands, but hand strokes, not pull. And yeah, I did one. I saw, okay, this is pretty good. And at the same time, I continued to fin at almost the same speed. And, but already at 40, I felt that my legs are almost completely gone. That I gave almost everything I had, but I still continued to push and do hand strokes. On 20, the current was crazy strong, so it's pushing me out of the line. I was barely keeping up, but I decided to do it all the way just to have a good training, and then I know that I can do 125 in bad conditions. Um, so yeah, I was able to do the dive. It was strong current. I did destroy my legs. I felt it a lot on my lungs, not terribly.
but it did take a lot of me. Yeah, I really, that's probably one of my top 5 hardest dives I did. Da, znači nakon okreta sam bio svjestan da ono, hoću lagat tempo do nekih 100. Ne sjećam se kad sam ruke digao. A vjerojatno negdje na 100, 110. I onda sam malo ubrzao, ali mi je cilj bio kao ajde održi taj tempo skroz do kraja. I na 80 sam ubrzao još malo, ja mislim, i bilo mi je kao ok, svjestan si dobro, probaj tako do kraja. Da nemam pojma gdje kreće ova jaka struja, možda na 60. I ja sam skužio da nema šanse da će se potroši previše, da će mi noge umrijeti. I onda sam počeo rukama raditi. Ne znam koliko, znam da sam napravio radio sam nogama cijelo vrijeme jako. Ruke, ali prije bi znao kao prestat raditi sa nogama, kad bi napravio ruke, i put sam valjda pocijenio nekako više instinktivno da moram raditi rukama i nogama, da izguramo. I tako vam se stava na jedno 50 se raspizdi. Tako da nemam šta sad da preći do kraja. Imam govno u uvjetima, neću sad odustat. Nema mi se opet raditi taj zadnji novi uvjet. Ništa, napravio sam. To što si mi pomogao na kraju, to je super jer nisam ocijenio koliko sam daleko. Ali, napravio sam ga tako da se tako. Šta je to? Da, ne znam šta napraviti. Računam da će 128 biti lakše idući, ovo 126 u dobrim uvjetima. Da je stvarno bilo specifično teško.
Mislim da 135 u dobrim uvjetima će biti lakše.
Da, baš zajeban bio, da. Ne mogu ocijeniti, vidjet ću na snimci. Na free fallu mi je jako teško ocijeniti jer sam brz koliko je struje. Duboko to mislim. Možda je bilo dosta, možda je bilo malo. Definitivno puno manje od 70 dublje, ali koliko, ne znam. Ne, teško mi reći, možda nije bilo struje u nekom trenutku. 100 dublje, ali ne znam. Moći ću na satu vidjeti.
Sun that never gives up. When the axes are falling, she still will do something. It's hard to make a prognosis based on a dive with such crazy conditions, but if you would have to guess, what do you think your limits currently could be in Bifins, and if you would have another 10 good trainings and rest days to work exclusively on Bifins, how do you feel where that would be?
Yes, it's always hard to say, but I would, based on this dive, which is not realistic, but just based on how hard it was, I think I could do around 130 to 133 with just focusing solely on life and training. Yeah, because my main goal here was, again, free immersion, not so much bifins. But yeah, I would say 130 to 133.
Okay, so what do you think your next depth in Bifins will be?
Next step, my next step probably will be on competition 128. I just need to see exactly which day I will go for it. If the conditions are good, I'm counting that it should be easier than 125. But again, it is 3 meters deeper. I'm not underestimating the dive. I really did kill myself on 125. So 128, I'm expecting is going to be really hard. It's going to be hopefully close to my, or on the edge of my possibilities of doing, but I'm pretty comfortable I'll be able to do it. If I had a couple more trainings just to try it, I would, but it is how it is.
Okay, cool. I guess we wait for the competition and find out who has the new world record.
Yeah, we'll see.